Good afternoon. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 25th of October. Now if you are new, please subscribe, hit the like buttons guys, and please comment down below. We're currently all discussing a new name to come up with for conspiracy theorists. We don't like using that name, so we're actually coming up with some new names. There's heaps down below. Check out some of the comments. I'll go through them again tomorrow and then we can all start having our votes. I thought of another one. Was it bullshit busters? That was another one I thought of. Oh, truth tellers. There's so many. You're coming in with some great ideas, guys. And we also need a book for our COVID story. Not COVID story. I talk here on this channel a lot about the COVID agenda story, but we need a name now for the Great Awakening sort of storybook that we're kind of creating here on my channel moving forward. So we're needing names for that. I think it was you, Pam, that said the one about the journey to Terabella. Like, that's just great. I love that sort of thing. So that's what we're doing at the moment. And also just to share with you guys, I woke up this morning and our town was getting flooded. Oh my gosh, it was a huge event. The main street was flooding. It had come up about probably a meter. It was lapping on all the steps of the shops. Everyone was driving through water like yay deep, and they ended up blocking all the roads. And we've had the fire trucks here in my street getting out the water, pumping out the water and putting it back into the creek, and it was flowing so scary. Honestly, it was about to break the levee banks. So we've had not major, but luckily the rain subsided now, so hopefully the rain dies down. But that's how much rain we've had for our main street to get flooded. It was nuts. They had to block it all off, and gosh, no one could get anywhere, and the roads were all blocked. Oh, and we're only a little town. It was just chaos because it was school drop-off and work time. So I'll try and post a picture of that to my Facebook page if anyone wants to go check out the flooding in my town. It was really weird. Fortunately, we haven't been hit that hard and it didn't come over the levee banks. So it was skimming. There was a couple of inches from the top of the levee banks, and they're really high. They're probably 3 meters or more high. So fingers crossed the rain starts to ease off. So yes, the major flooding's still happening here in Australia. And that's enough, I think, about me. Oh God, you poor things. You always have to listen to me prattling on, but I've got to share things like that with you to let you know what's happening here in Australia. So I'll close my eyes, we'll get started, and we'll see what comes up. Now I'm getting these people are finding their way through the madness. They are. People are starting to find their way through the madness. They're scared, but they're still finding a way through it. This is the people waking up. They're scared of what's coming at them. See, they can see it now. They know what's coming at them isn't a gift. They're being fed that on a silver platter like it's going to all be wonderful. But now they're starting to see. Sorry guys, I got itchy eyes with spring. I get really itchy eyes sometimes. They're starting to see that this is not a gift. Because, of course, we know that the government's trying to sell this wonderful package that you're going to be saving your planet. We talk about everything in the billboards and all the things they're starting to roll out to plant seeds in people that you've got to do the right thing. Well, that's what's starting to happen now. People are starting to realise that's BS and garbage, and there's nothing in it for the little people except expense. That's what they're starting to realise. Gee, it took a while, didn't it? Let's see where else we go today. God, the guides are talking about the carbon taxes are starting now. We know they are. We know in New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern has been I think she's already taxing farmers, isn't she, for their cow burps. Netherlands, so many places. I'm sure Australia won't be too far away. This is starting to happen, the carbon taxes. And this will start to happen more. I told you about the Commonwealth Bank here in Australia that's already starting to print that on a lot of their banking information, carbon emissions, percentages and all this kind of stuff. It's already starting to appear. So we know that the carbon taxes is starting to get rolled out. And this is global. This is on a global scale. That's starting to happen now because there's concrete evidence of that happening. God, it makes no sense at all. No logic or anything to any of this, is there? So the carbon taxes begin. Let's see what else we get. So I'm getting like fundamentally they're like streaming all this at us now. They're just streaming it and flowing it down to the little people. They're just feeding us whatever they want now. They feel like they've got the power to control us now. Well, maybe not us, but the people waking up and the people in the mass psychosis, they feel like they've still got fairly good control of them. They know a few have slipped away and jumped to the other side, which a lot of them are starting to. I told you the other day, though, about my husband's brother who was doing all his research and getting really angry at what they're doing and all the cover-ups and the lies, and he was always very jabbed, and he's even boosted. And it was funny because the other day on Facebook, his Facebook post popped up and I noticed it's still got the jab wheel on it saying fully vaccinated. Yep, it's still got his photo with the big vaccinated. So this is an example. They still want to be seen as jabbed. They don't want that image. See, this is the denial bubble. As much as they know it's true and it's all going on, they still want to be seen as the good children that did all the right things and get rewarded. And I mean, if you were a true freedom fighter like us, you would not have that. I can guarantee none of you out there would have that as your profile picture, would you? So this is what I'm getting at the moment, is that, you know, they're still in the denial bubble. As much as they're seeing it, they don't want to be perceived as us. And I keep saying that. That's why we're coming up with this new name for conspiracy theorists, because they don't want to be seen as a conspiracy theorist, do they? So I don't know where they fit into what oh, God. Look, he's that tired from his bone. I don't know what category that they're fitting into, because they're seeing the truths, but they're still in denial. So it's like they're caught, isn't it? It's that. It's like I said this morning, they're on the road to nowhere, but they know they've got to get off, but they don't know where to go. It's like they don't know where to go. They're not like us. They're not people who go, no, I ain't going down that road, I'm going down this road. It's like they almost can't make a decision. That's where a lot of these people waking up are at the moment. They're torn. And they don't want to be ostracised and vilified like we were, do they? I mean, you can understand why, but we've all moved past that. We don't even think about it anymore much, do we? Because we're being left alone by government, because we're in the too hard basket. We're useless to them, aren't we? Which is a nice place to be, I always say. Let's see where else we go today. God, I'm getting Europe. They're really coming after people now. They're really coming after people with their, well, it's all about emissions. Renewables, all the blah, blah, blah. This is what's happening in Europe. They're hitting very, very hard in Europe. They really are. And people are fighting back. People must be fighting back over there. We're not seeing it. Everything gets shoved down the algorithms and shoved right down, as we know, but there are people standing up in these parts. People are starting to fight back. They don't want what the government is dishing out. See, this is all well and good when you're handing things out on a platter, but you've only got a choice of, you know, the silver, the bronze, and the gold platter or whatever it was, but you actually don't want any of those platters. Like, the thing is, people aren't having any say in anything, are they? It's like in Britain and London, you know, you'll probably have Sunak, I'm guessing, I'm thinking. I thought Sunak was going to, I've got to hold his hand, you know I do. I thought Sunak was going to get in when Liz Truss got in. I actually said to my husband I was really surprised when she actually got in. I didn't think she was going to get in. So it'll be interesting to see if he does end up in that role. It's all been a bit strange. I know there is connections to the WEF. I think most of us are pretty aware of that. But see, this is what it is. The people are having no say. Again, I'm sure the people over there aren't voting for their Prime Minister, are they? Isn't that how it normally works, that you go to the vote? Mind you, it's usually rigged most of the time, isn't it? So, you know. But no one has any say in it anymore. So it'll be interesting to see who gets in over there. And that causes a lot of frustration in people, because it's like they don't have the voice anymore. Let's see where else we go today. Oh, I've got to hold his hand. I'm getting that people are upstanding. So the fact that they're showing me people upstanding means these people waking up are standing up. They're starting to find their inner strength. They're starting to believe in themselves. They're starting to find that strength to sort of move forward and hopefully veer down a different road and get off that silly path, the road to nowhere where they're heading. I am getting that. People are starting to find that inner strength. Hang on a sec. And the guides are saying we have to use our wisdom moving forward. We have to have the smarts. We cannot look back. We can't look back. We've got to keep moving forward. It's very important to our lives to keep moving forward in they're saying One Direction, like the band. One Direction. Oh my God. Like the band One Direction. We've got to head in that one direction now. Actually, they've got some pretty good songs, haven't they, One Direction? I actually don't mind them. I can see why they were so popular. But this is us. We've got to go in that one direction. Oh, sorry guys, because we're sick of all this garbage that's been fed to us, and lies and deception and the media lying, and it's been an exhausting process. So we've got to just move in that one direction, and that one direction is forward. Forward. That's just what the guys are saying. We've just got to keep moving forward. The guys are saying these people waking up are getting batshit crazy now. They're starting to lose their shit. They are. Because they're in the denial bubble, but their bubbles are popping. They are. Their bubbles are popping. Yep. They're getting batshit crazy. It's sending them crazy. Because they can't believe it. You think about us. We couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe the complexity of all that's going on. And now there's even more coming at us now. We're even struggling to figure all this out. It's getting more and more complicated by the day. It is. That's what's happening. Hang on a sec. Let's see if there's something else today. I'm getting a visual actually of people in England and London, and they're showing me a hearse driving past. And when you look through the glass of the hearse, instead of a coffin, it's got your old life. People know in these parts, probably the UK as well, that their old life is gone. It's like it's driving past and it's like got old life written on it inside, and it's like they're all mourning their old life. See, the Queen brought good stability and everything to these parts. She did, and people really respected her. And now people, I think I've said it before, they're feeling really turbulent. They're feeling like upside down. They're feeling like all bedraggled. They just don't have that stability anymore. You might get it for a couple of weeks when they try to trick the people that they're having input into their lives. I think it will do that. But that's what I'm getting for these parts. The stability just isn't there. And people in England and London and all that, they're tired. People are exhausted from all this, all the mucking around, all the fluffing around, all the hearsay, they say, we say. Like, it's very confusing for people. It really, really is confusing for people over there at the moment. Hopefully you'll find a bit of stability soon, even if it is with the reset agenda, which is highly probable, isn't it? Seems to be rolling out everywhere. Let's see if there's something else to close with today. I'm getting that again, that famous people are starting to speak their truth. Now, we had the other day, Kanye West, is it? Speaking a lot of his truth. Some good, some bad. I mean, no one's perfect. We've all got our own opinions. He certainly... Oh, sorry, guys. I'm so tired. The energy today is absolutely terrible. Perhaps all the flooding here and all the rain. He's very controversial is probably the word I'm looking for, and he wore the White Lives Matter shirt, which I thought was a great value because every life matters. We should all be wearing shirts, every life matters. It's nuts, isn't it? So I think there's going to be more famous people starting to speak their truth soon. I'm just getting that. I'm getting like people like Matthew McConaughey. I don't know if he is or if he's just the level of person they're trying to explain to us. But I'm getting that there's more people, and this is probably, I would say, not around the jab. This is more about personal issues and how people are being taken down. I'm getting that kind of thing. Oh, they're trying to give me another name. Hang on. Oh, I can't get it. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. I'm just getting that there's going to be these famous people starting to speak their truth of what they feel and sense is going on, because they feel it's safer to talk about certain things. They don't talk about the jab. Notice no one's really talking about that. It's funny, isn't it? You think they would have an opinion of it, but they'd be shut down. Their careers would go down the toilet, as we pretty much know. Look what happened to Neil Young. Although that wasn't a bad thing. That was actually pretty funny when he did that to Spotify, wasn't it? Oh, God. And Joe Rogan just, like, killed it and went on to be even more popular. It was great. But this is what I'm getting. A lot of famous people won't speak out because they just don't want to get, like, squashed, basically, by society, which we know does happen. But I am getting they'll speak out about other issues, about the more personal issues to do with finance, the collapsing of things, financially, the cost of housing. It'll all come back to that kind of safe topics that people can talk about. So I do get a few more famous people. Hang on a minute. For some reason, I'm getting this Sheldon energy. If you guys have ever watched Big Bang Theory, I'm getting that Sheldon energy. I guess it's autism spectrum energy, where they're a bit repetitive and they like things the same. And I think this is what the guides are kind of saying to us, that people don't like change. Most people, if you talk to pretty much anybody, no one copes much with change. Some people like it, but most people don't. Now, there is a crap load of change going on at the moment that people just can't keep up or cope with it, and that's why we're getting that sort of Sheldon. I think there's even a show, isn't there, called Little Sheldon? You would have been like that from a kid. Oh, autism spectrum disorder. It can be quite funny, can't it, sometimes? Not that, I just mean in their quirky ways. So I am getting that, the Sheldon energy, the old penny. It's this repetition. But people don't like all this change. It's becoming too much. They're not coping. And that's why, if you think of someone with spectrum or autism spectrum, if you change things or mix things up, I have been around a lot of spectrum disorder, and I've worked for an intervention service as well. The anxiety is just huge and you can't get it down. If things change, just even the slightest way, anxiety rises up. And it rises up in most people when things change. And when things change dramatically, which they currently are, there's a lot coming that we're even not aware of, guys. Just to let you know, with the reset, really strange stuff coming, really strange, like, we're going to even think it's strange, and we're pretty open-minded. So there's a lot of weird stuff happening. So this change is going to cause that anxiety to really rise up in people. Let me see if there's something else to close with today. And they're just saying to me, like, the patterns are forming. The patterns of takeover. There's like a pattern of takeover. Everything they're doing is a pattern. It's something that they can take over. So they're taking over renewables. They're taking over the farms. They're taking over the cost of living. They're taking over the housing crisis. It's this takeover of everything. That's what I'm getting, just the takeover to bring people down, obviously. Let me see if there's something else to finish. Hang on a tick. God, I'm getting this song by Midnight Oil, and I'm sure it's somebody's waiting. Somebody's out there, somebody's waiting. Somebody's out there, somebody's waiting. Somebody's out there, meaning someone's waiting to pounce. And we know who they are, and it ain't us. It's the global elites are ready to pounce now. They're just waiting in the wings. I'm getting that song by Midnight Oil. I love Midnight Oil. They're an Aussie band. They're so brilliant. They had so many hits way back when I was a young'un. At high school, I thought I was so cool. Peter Garrett's the one that dances like this, and he like that. Go and look it up. I don't know what the song's called. I think it's called Somebody's Waiting. And they're not waiting for us because we took a different road, so we're not even going to get on their narrative at all. But that's what I'm getting today, that somebody's waiting. They're waiting. They're waiting to take over people's lives, basically. That's where it's kind of heading at the moment. All right. Sorry, it's a bit doom and gloom today, but I think the flooding's just thrown me out a bit. I'm just a bit overwhelmed from everything because it's that reality really hits home sometimes. The amount of water was like overwhelming, and all I could think of was like, imagine that going through your house. It would just take all your possessions with it. The force of that water was nuts today down at the creek. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that today. My doggos are wrecked. I'm a bit wrecked. Everybody's a bit wrecked. I'm sure you guys are a bit wrecked. And let's go check out that song and see what it's about. Midnight Oil. Somebody's waiting. Somebody's out there. Somebody's waiting. I don't know what it's called. All right, leave me your conspiracy theorist names and any names for the Awakening book. And I'll be in touch and I'll talk very soon. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.